We're going to go on a 360 virtual tour of the Richard Schmidt Museum of Natural History. We are entering the Vertebrae Museum. If you look to the front of us, you see a case full of birds. All right, there is animals that have abnormal melanin production, which means that an animal either produces so much melanin that it makes the skin or the fur darker, or it produces very little melanin, which makes the skin or fur white or a lighter color, like the eastern cottontail rabbit, which is an albino rabbit because it does not produce as much melanin, or the fox squirrel. There's two different types. There's one that produces more melanin, which is the darker one, and the one that produces less melanin, which is the lighter one. If you look to our left, you will see more cases full of different types of birds. The one case on your left is they're more aquatic birds, but they are also endangered, and you can tell that they're aquatic because they have long, skinny legs. So that means they eat fish and other water organisms. And the ones in the right case are other birds, but you can tell that they're land or prairie grassland birds because they have short, stubby legs and their beaks are slightly hooked, so they eat insects. And as we continue on our tour, okay, to the right we have order Rodentia. So basically we have a bunch of rodents of different types, and the Plains pocket gopher, which is different from the Norway rat. And also it is very cool because they have variations in skull size among rodents, so you can tell the difference between rodents and their size based on their skull sizes. We have the bigger rodents, which is the beaver and the porcupine, and you also have some cottontails and jackrabbits. To the left of us, we have more of order Rodentia in the right cabinet, and that is more rodents such as squirrels, prairie dogs, the flying squirrel, and the woodchuck. In the case over here, order Falconiformes, you have all of our big birds that are carnivorous birds. So there's the eagle, hawks, the falcon, in both of these cases over here. And you could tell that they're carnivorous based on their hooked preying claws and their long hooked beaks, which shows that they eat other animals. And in the case in front of us, both cases, you have your smaller birds. There are a lot of families in these bird species, so I'm not going to go over all of them, but you know that they're all very similar because they're smaller and they are insect and seed eaters. And they're your more common birds that you find in your local neighborhood and your backyard. To the right of us now, you have Order Carnivora, which are your foxes, your bobcats, and your coyotes. And those babies. As well as more in Order Carnivora, which will be your weasels, weasel ferret type of creatures, your skunks, your badgers, and your raccoons. And now in front of us are Order Anseriformes, which are your ducks. Your ducks are pretty cool. You know they're ducks because they're ducks and they have webbed feet and they live in the water. Behind us, you have our small insect display, which shows different types of insects that we have in this museum, like the spider, butterfly, wasp, all those fun ones. And one of our last cases we have are the Order Pelicanformes and more of Order Anseriformes, which are more ducks and water birds. And you know that they're water birds because of their webbed feet, long skinny legs, long thin beaks for scooping up fish and other water organisms. Here is our mussels of Kansas. So these are all the different types of mussels you can find in Kansas. This one's cool because they have the common name and the scientific name. So there's the flat floater, the butterfly, spike, zebra mussel. Those ones are common. And our very last case of the exhibit is our egg collection, so oology. And these are all the different types of eggs that we have collected. There's 149 different types. Thank you for going on this 360 VR virtual tour of our Schmidt Natural History Museum.
We are in the William Allen White Library, and we are on the third floor in the Children's Library. And I have a cute thing here on the wall, to your right, left. Okay. And so to our left, there is the fiction section, and they also have a nice little relaxation area that you can sit and read books with. And in front of us, we have all the nonfiction books. There are many to choose from, especially for projects and other things. And in front of us and slightly to our left, we have the picture book section, where there are many picture books to choose from. And to our right, we have many study areas that are provided by the library for students to study with. And we also have whiteboard tables as well. That's a good one. I'm just gonna pretend we didn't do that. And to our right, we have this bookcase that is full of all the books that have won the William Allen White Awards. There are many of them. The really popular ones, and there's some ones that aren't as popular. If you look to our left, this is called the Children's Storytime Room, and it is a room that is provided for the children that come here and have books read to them. Some examples of the children that do come here are from the ESU daycare, and they come over here a couple days of the week and have books read to them. And that is the tour of the children's room on the third floor of the William Allen Library.